honey, I would be careful with that with veggies. You know, when you're talking about extensive food that requires extensive digestion, you want to be careful adding these fast digesting foods to them.
Only a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit would be all right.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. I don't think there's anything like perfection. So if you get something you really like and it's all natural, who cares? You know, there's all kinds of things you can make. It's endless. But in the raw food world, most dressings include onion, garlic, and nuts. Yeah, I know. There's the nut thing. Well, the Churkinkos or whatever their name is, they got into everybody's into the nuts, 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 nuts. Well, you know, realistically, there's a hard shell around them for a reason. And I think that if you had to crack shell nuts and pick the nuts out of them, you know, the meat out of them, you're not going to overeat them. And I think that's the key. I've said this before, because I'm from where walnuts and hickory nuts and all that come from. If you had to shell a walnut by hand, you'd only do one. And you'd be so mad with all the stain and all that stuff, you'd only do one. It's a very high protein fat nut. But again, environmental. One of my theses for naturopathic school was geographical locations of proteins. And I also included the minerals too. So it was a look from the tropics to the northern climates and all the different levels of environment and territory and the like, geographical locations, and the different types of foods and their proteins and their mineral contents. And you notice as you get out of the tropics, you have to rely on more minerals and more proteins and stuff. It's just what grows in those areas. And so you see these things. Nuts, you're like squirrels. You got to save them up through the winter, food for the winter. Now we have trucking and everything, you know, so we can go buy that. Nuts are too energetic for me, and onions and garlic are not an option. Yeah, a lot of sulfur there too. BTW, my white blood cell count is going up, good deal, but it seems to be a slow process. We have a Marrow Plus formula. It's a Chinese formula for bone marrow. You might want to take that one for a little while, clean out your spleen a little bit, see if that'll pop up your white blood cells, and see if your platelets are down a little bit too. Getting that bone marrow up would be really important. What breaks down bone marrow or any other tissue in the body? Definitely going to be the acids and going to be the lymph again. So work on your lymph system. We're going to have to take a break because we got our 10 o'clock coming in. I only had a short period of time. Monica, thank you. I love you, sweetheart. Thank you. I'm raw now and mostly fruits. I'm confused if I should talk to people what I'm going through spiritually and physically with my raw diet. So far, no one understood. You know, it does make it somewhat, makes you somewhat just want to retreat because people are so closed-minded. That's why I went to the woods. I just couldn't stand working with humans anymore. I just needed to get into nature and where there was no opinions and things like this, because I fought these things all my life. You know, from my own family, like everyone else does. They weren't so abrasive to me. They accepted that. Got a good family that way. But still, you just had just tons of people. And I lost all my friends for a while because they just couldn't understand the raw foods, and I couldn't understand that they couldn't understand. Okay. Excuse me. I love you guys. I know. Okay, I've got a part here with you lovely folks. You take care of yourselves. I'll try to be back with you more today. Got a lot to go over. Don't lose faith. Be strong. Follow your knowingness. And don't let anybody take your joy away from you. Keep your joy and have a great day. Bye-bye now. Love from all of us.